Good morning, everyone. So, we are working on Big Blue today. Figured we'd give you a little bit of a break from this Lexlica. And I got a haircut. Yeah, it's not long anymore, but it was driving me up the wall. So, I got to do MTO to renew my sticker before it expires. And what else? Big Blue? Today we ought to actually put a cutoff switch in it because it's part of the new roll. So we gotta put one on the back bumper, which we have one. And then park switch, like a safety park switch, which should be good. Then I'll have Robert with me today, but I gotta go do the MTO thing first. So, see you at that. So, that was the fastest MTO trip I've ever had. So, it's time to go pick up the work truck or breakfast. That's my problem I'm at. I think we're going to go for breakfast first. So I just texted Robert, and he hasn't answered me yet, but it is 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'm gonna go for breakfast first. Now that breakfast is done, actually, I'm gonna go get the truck, go get Robert, and we might drive to town, we might not. So, I'm gonna go get Big Blue, go get Robert. I just picked up the work diesel. This thing is a beast. Big old 6.6 liter turbo diesel Duramax with 1,000,000 miles on it. And it gets worked every day. But anyways, we are gonna have to run to Princess Auto after we grab Robert, after we grab Big Blue. Grab some ground cable, because nowhere in this town has 00 ground or 00 battery cable at all to begin with. So I'm gonna have to go get it myself from Princess Auto. The one place I didn't expect to have it has it, and I don't know if they have enough of it. If they don't have enough of 00, then I'm just gonna have to go with 0-aught and 0 gauge. Anyways, I'm gonna try to do my best. So, I just spent 20 minutes trying to get this power shit to work, and it looks like the shaft is seized somehow in here. Shaft that goes all the way to the bottom, all the way down to that guy, so that it lifts it. Oh, and I just got grease all over me. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. There's definitely water in here. It's got a little puddle. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but I was with this for like 20 freaking minutes. Just wanted to go. Whew. What an hour-long journey for that. All these are tight. Lights are working. Let's get the hell out of here. Damn. That took way too long. Oh, the brake stuck. There we go. Come on, girl. Yeah. So, now that we got Big Blue, we're gonna go pick up Robert. We're gonna see what Robert thinks. if he knows what he's talking about. What do we tell the listeners?
Subscribe and like the video. And press the notification bell.
We don't have a notification bell yet.
Damn it. That would be awesome though.
Yeah. So, I had a lovely hour long trying to get the stupid jack to work. And I had to take it all apart and literally hand crank it down.
Ouch.
Yeah. Like it was that bad. Finally made it to the shop. Oh, so long. What a morning. It's now like 2 hours later. It took us way too long. But we also got coffee, so I guess some things are okay. Oh, and Timbits. So we're gonna unload the mud bugger. We might not. We should probably see if it turns over first. The batteries might be dead, maybe.
So we're gonna have to charge it then.
Yeah. Well, let's try it. Yeah! Whew. First time it's ever ran with no battery change or nothing. This winter wasn't that harsh on it then. So, what we have to do today, what do you think, Robert? We got battery disconnect on the bumper. We have park safety switch, which is very easy to do. Check fluids, put some new mirrors on, because we have mirrors. Because these ones are a little cracked. And that's about it. I did a lot of the pre-checks in the fall when we were done racing and everything. So there shouldn't be too many surprises. We might end up just oiling a few extra things, putting some grease on some things, make sure our brakes aren't seized, and that's probably it.
Start with the cable, I'm guessing.
Yeah, the big battery disconnect.
Yeah.
The worst part is that we're changing this body style into a flare side next year, so the whole bumper thing will be all different. Yeah. But alright, well, here we go. This guy is going to be bolted here, or somewhere around here, probably about there. So what this is a turnkey. Turn it, and once you remove it, it's actually out. So then there's no power even on it. So once you put it back in, turnkey, you got power again. The whole purpose behind this is that when things flip, you can't always get in. Like, we do have a huge master switch on our dashboard, but if for some reason I crash and flip or something and I get knocked unconscious, they can shut the truck off from the outside, because your bumper's always exposed anyways, unless it's a wheelie. And I just tear the whole thing off and then the truck would be off. But yeah, I understand the safety issue behind it, but it's still a pain in the butt. But that's racing. You're always evolving, always changing things, and that's just how racing is. Bigger, better, next. If that doesn't work, then you go to the next. You keep going and keep going. Okay, so now that we drilled the bumper, we drilled through a box to run the new cable. Now we're gonna solder and crimp him into him. Put him up here where we are putting this switch into here, like so. And then we'll have our off and on. Then on the other side of this stuff, we're gonna have to run the cable all the way down the box, and then all the way across, and then it goes right into the cab because we've got 2 batteries, not just the one. And Robert's my little run around today because it's kind of only one man kind of job, but you know, he's here to help and film and stuff, so. So now that we soldered our first connection, we have it roughly where we want it. We're gonna strap down the new battery cable to these little rubber mount things is what I'm gonna call them. And we're gonna go all the way along the box floor and then through the cab. So we're gonna mark, drill, just make sure that the cable is routed nicely, because you don't want anyone stepping on the cable and tripping and ripping the cable out, because that just kind of would ruin our weekend. So we're gonna draw these out, bolt them, have the wire where we want it, and then do the 2 inside cables. Then there's one more outside cable on this side. We're gonna take this guy out because he no longer works for us. We tried, what this does is actually auto shifts for you at a certain RPM. So say we put it to 5,000 RPM, it's supposed to pull back and actually pull back on the manual shifter. But on this application, we don't lose enough RPM range to let it shift. Like when we go through the mud, it's at 6,000 RPM, all the way first, second, and third, so it doesn't lose enough RPM for it to actually know for the MSD box to actually tell it to shift. So we're just going to take it out. We're going to probably use it for another racing application, but it's no longer useful in here. We tried it, didn't work out. I even tried to do it manually on the steering wheel. It's just too much. So I'm gonna just drop down with my hand and manually shift it like I always do. So we're gonna take that out, and then the park safety switch is actually already in this box, I believe. So we'll have to figure out if there is one still in there or not, because I'm pretty sure that I put one in there. But for now, we're gonna take that guy out. So I was trying to disconnect the ground side and do it by the ground side so I didn't have to run so much cable, but not thinking, I have kind of double grounded almost half the circuits in this truck, so that if we had issues that it wouldn't ruin anything. But we're gonna have to run it through the power side. So what that means is that I'm running an extra 155 inches of power cable, because what I wanted to do isn't gonna work. Instead of doing what I was planning on doing, I'm gonna use the power side, cancel the power instead of try to cancel the ground, because I have everything literally double grounded. So means that it doesn't have just one ground, it has a ground circuit that has multiple grounds in it. It's like a junction kind of ground, and then I have half the control sides all grounded too, so it doesn't matter. I can still literally use everything even though I disconnect and try to reroute the grounds. So tomorrow we're gonna go get some power cable, some more cable, but we ran out of it. We didn't have enough, obviously. So we're gonna make a run tomorrow, but this is the end of day one. So it's day two. We finally got some battery cable this morning. We're gonna finish getting that guy in, test it, make sure it actually kills the whole power to the truck. I'm gonna have to look up to see how I'm gonna wire the MSD park neutral switch. It's there. I don't remember why I have it there. Could be for the shift noid, but I don't remember. That was 6 years ago. But and we're gonna do our common checks. This vlog is probably gonna be like a 3-day thing because I forgot to order spark plugs. But we're gonna make sure all the fluids are good today, at least make sure all the fluids are good, and then mirrors, cable, battery cable. We're not gonna pull spark plugs out yet. We're just gonna check all the fluids, make sure we're all good, make sure check the exhaust, just do a once over, and then yeah, and then the third day we'll probably end up changing the spark plugs, checking the gap, a few little small things, probably wash it, and then that's probably where we'll end it, because I don't think I have much else to do. I did most of it all in the fall. But I didn't know that I probably had to do the safety neutral part of it at least, and battery cutoff. But should be all good by the end of this vlog. And then the vlog after this should be the Timmins MudFest. So if you guys come out June 1st and 2nd, Timmins, it's the MX Park. It should be fun. They're apparently gonna have a live band and stuff like that this year. Don't know if that's true or not, but we'll find out. You'll find out for sure at the Timmins MudFest video vlog. But yeah, should be fun. It's always fun, really.
And it's my first year, so can't wait.
Well, you'll have to enjoy it.
Okay, I got the mirrors off of Big Blue on both sides. And then I went outside and I got the mirrors off of the red truck. And now we don't have any cracked mirrors. So I'm gonna go install those. Let's see how Trevor's doing in here. How you doing in here?
You know, just wiring. Just keep wiring and wiring.
So, that's our progress. He's got probably almost done now. And then I gotta put the mirrors on. And then we're probably gonna paint these sometime this week or maybe tomorrow, I don't know. We'll see. And then we'll be good. Then we'll be good to go.
So now that we got power back, we're gonna test and see if I can run the park switch off this. This is supposed to be the park switch, but I have something else ran through it and I'm not too sure why. I think it's for my launch control, or my translock really is what it is. So if I can steal power from my translock and run it through my push start, then I don't have to do too much extra wiring. I just have to take the one side, power side, cut it, make sure we can't use it ever again, and then use this as the power if it is the way I'm thinking it is. So we're going to check for voltage on our fluke meter. I'm going to ground one side of it, put power to the other side.
.1 DC volts.
So it's got 12 volts right now.
0.
So then back to park, that's going to run my 12 volts, enabling me to start. And then if it's in any other gear, like for reverse for example, it's going to put no voltage to my starter switch.
0.
And then you can also put it in neutral. It should have 12 volts.
12 volts.
And then any other gear, like first gear, it should have nothing.
Yep, nothing.
So we're gonna splice into this sensor because there's 2 power spots on it, and we're gonna run it up to the push button so that the push button is ran off of it.
This is what it looks like to work on a mud bogger.
Race truck life.
I'm not sure that's how you're supposed to drive it, eh? Fixing the start ignition thingy.
Okay, so we just put the B&M shifter back together. We tested all the wiring. The wiring was all good. This is probably end of day 2 for Big Blue. Day 3 will probably consist of us changing the spark plugs, painting those red mirrors up, and going through the fluids. It's getting pretty late now, so we're gonna call it a day for day 2, and yeah, that's about it. Welcome to day 3. Three of preparation for Timmins MudFest. So, what we have to do today is we're gonna paint these mirrors that don't match the truck at all blue. We're gonna change the spark plugs in here just because it's been 2 years. Preventive maintenance is what I'm gonna call it. Then we're gonna check our fluids. Then we're probably gonna peel some stickers off for preparation of more stickers and more sponsors. So we gotta, oh, and we gotta get the windshield done before then, because it's getting bad. The Jetty's contract and landscape and supply sticker, we got a new one that's going to be on order soon, but you can't reuse the sticker on the new windshield. We take some people off. We're gonna get another sticker for back here where it doesn't look too good anymore, and there's 2 other stickers. Get some YouTube stickers on this thing. Next year I'm hoping to put a new box on it, because the box is starting to get a little old, a little rough. But, hey man, things happen, things rust out. So, we'll test the fan circuits, make sure all the coolant and everything is actually moving. Test the water pump, electric fans, water pump, and we know we have power steering and brakes. So then we'll just do a once over, just make sure all this lovely suspension stuff all over is good, because you don't want suspension problems while you're flying through the mud pit. So we're probably going to start with the mirrors first. So now that we're done the 3rd coat on the mirrors, we're going to go up, we're going to take all the spark plugs out, change them one at a time, just to see and make sure that, you know, if there's something funny happening, like missing or it's leaking oil, leaking antifreeze, we'll be able to see it too also, but not. But yeah, we'll go from there. So next task, spark plugs. So now that we got some of the spark plugs out, it looks like some of them weren't running right. It's like it was on a little bit of the rich side, but we did fog it before we put it away just in case. So what we do now is we got our new spark plugs. We run the NGK V-Power Racing spark plugs, and we set ours to 0.26. So this is a spark plug filler gauge. So we got our 20 thou, 30 thou, 40 thou. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start at the 20, because we use 26 thou. So we're gonna slowly work our way up there, and there we go. We're 26 thou. That little bit of a gap. So now we're gonna put these new spark plugs in this big old motor, and just make sure they're all at 26 thou. So now that we're done our spark plugs, which were a good thing that we did them, we're gonna check all of our fluids. So that includes our front diff, our rear diff in the back, transfer case, and then eventually once we get the hood off and the hood scoop off, we're gonna do the trans and the motor. But for now, we're gonna just like this, pull the plug out. And I did this in the fall. Still looks good. There's no water. It would look really milky if there was water in it, or gray kind of thing. So the front's still good. Now we're gonna go to the back diff, which we need these guys because we run a big diff in the back. There's actually a big inspection port on this big, beautiful Courier diff. So what we're looking on the back, the teeth are still nice back here, nice and sharp. The gear oil that's in it is still clean. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It's at the proper level. So the rear diff is still good. So now we're gonna go do the transfer case, make sure the gear oil in there is still good. So we got our fill plug and our drain plug. We're not draining it because I did it in the fall. We're just gonna make sure that there's no condensation or extra water that's not supposed to be in there for whatever reason, because it does get stored outside. So once again, just like our other diffs, there's no milkiness to it. Still nice oil, golden color. No gray color. And it's full. So we're good there too. So now that we're back down, we're going to take a look at our engine oil. Make sure it's still good. We like to fill it just a little, about a liter over, because we have an oil sump that dumps 2 liters back into the motor before we start it. So this is just a little bit of extra oil from the oil sump that didn't get back into the sump yet. It's clear, it's not milky, doesn't smell funny. Well, it smells like oil. So that's good. Now me and Robert are going to take off the hood scoop, the hood, and then check our tranny fluid, make sure it's not full of water. Probably we might run it, I'm not too sure. But we're going to take it off and take a look at it. Okay, so since I'm under the hood, I'm going to actually just open this distributor up and make sure there's no water or condensation or rust, because that does happen once in a while. With like humidity and weather changes and stuff, sometimes the contacts in the distributor get rusty. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just undo it, make sure that there's no carbon up or rust or debris, because sometimes you get water in them. And then I'm going to check my tranny fluid, which is way back there, just to make sure that the color is right and it's not all milky and crap. It was shifting fine when I drove it in, but I like to check all my bases before we go racing. And air filters, well, they look pretty good still. There's a little bit of muck that I'll probably end up cleaning out with just a rag. And then I think that's it. So we just took the distributor off, and I don't know if you guys can see this or not.
There's a little bit of a carbon lip on the contacts and on the center contact, the one that powers it all. And there's a little bit of a lip here, a little bit of rust here, and a little bit of rust there.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some light sandpaper and just sand them down real quick before it becomes an issue, because you don't want it to become an issue. So we're just going to take off the tape and everything for these guys and probably call it a night. I already prepped for Clearview Autoglass to do the windshield this week. So we took all the surrounding air filter and all that stuff off. And then new windshield, new Jetty's Contracting and Landscaping Supply sticker, and I think that's about it. Pretty sure I covered all the bases. We got most of the stuff done. We just have to clean our air filters, which I'm not gonna film that, it's just boring. So, hope you guys like this, and do not forget, if you have nothing to do on June 1st and 2nd of this year, 2019, come check us out at Timmins MudFest. It should be fun. It's always fun. It's a great time. It's gonna be Robert's first time. He's gonna be our film guy for that weekend, along the whole other crew. So we're gonna be a big gang. I just seen a couple other people online. They're starting to go. They're starting to get excited about it. It's coming very close. Everyone's getting very, very close to being ready. So until the next one, which would be Timmins MudFest vlog, the whole thing. I'm just gonna vlog it. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe.
And we'll see you next time.
He's getting it.